The former chairman of LVMH said there's been a lot of inflation, and I think most of the players have taken their price to a level that's not sustainable. When you look at the appreciation of the price of an average, say, Chanel handbag, Dior handbag in just the last 5 years, it's really extended itself and it's becoming unaffordable to an aspirational buyer. Now, this really helps explain what inflation is and what causes inflation. Because one of the stories that I've talked about many times is in 2021, my wife and I lived in Chicago for a little while, and we lived close to this street called Michigan Avenue. Michigan Avenue is the shopping area, the shopping district in Chicago. By the way, Chicago is a beautiful city, one of my favorite cities. So my wife and I would take these walks down Michigan Avenue, and this is where you'd have Burberry, the Louis Vuitton, you'd have the Chanel, you'd have the Gucci, all the nice stores. And remember, this is 2021 when the free money was still flowing. Stimulus checks were still going out. Unemployment checks were still going out. Money was still going out freely to businesses and corporations. So there was a lot of free money out there in 2021. And I remember this because we would go on walks on afternoons on Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and they would have these 2-hour lines literally around the block to go into Gucci. And it was so strange to me because now in this 2021 period, we were still kind of coming out of a recession, right? We were in a recession, but coming out of a recession, yet luxury retailers like Louis Vuitton, like Gucci, were breaking record sales and breaking record profits, which if you think about it, something's not adding up here. We have a recession, but luxury handbags are breaking records. And so now, not only are these luxury handbag companies breaking records, but they have lines around the door where people are waiting hours to get into the store to buy a luxury handbag. So naturally, what is going to happen? The prices of these things started to go up. Why? Because, well, Gucci doesn't want every single person to wear Gucci, right? And it has some level of luxury to it. And so they want to have some level of exclusivity. So naturally, they have a limited supply of items. And so now when people are lining up around the block to buy Gucci or Louis Vuitton or Chanel, now the companies are going back to their suppliers saying, we need more products. We need more XYZ. So now the suppliers need more raw materials. And now as you start to eat up more of the supply, now there's more demand for it, right? So there's more workers that have to work there. There's more people they have to train. There's more people they have to hire. And that's what then causes the prices of things to go up because now the raw material prices start to rise. When the raw material prices start to rise, the cost of making the handbag starts to rise. When the cost of making the handbag starts to rise, the cost of the final product starts to rise. When the cost of the final product starts to rise, it also costs for money to ship that product from the warehouse to the store. And now the store has a much higher cost to get the handbag, which means they also now have to charge you a higher price. And now when they charge customers a higher price, either the customer is going to say, no way, that's too much money, or they're going to pay. And what we have been seeing happen up until really recently is people kept paying the higher prices. And so because people kept paying the higher prices, the demand was still so high, which then trickled down to more and more purchasing, which caused the prices of things to go up even more. This is what inflation is. Inflation comes from the word inflate. When you inflate the monetary supply, the amount of money out there, and you give this money out, whether it's to businesses, whether it's to corporations, whether it's to banks, whether it's to people. When you give this money out, people will spend it. Now, when there's more spending that happens, that creates more demand. When you have more demand than supply, that is going to push the prices of things up. Think of it like a home. That's probably one of the most easiest examples to understand this. If you own a home, you think it's worth $400,000, you list it on the market for $400,000, and nobody makes an offer for 6 months, what are you going to do? You're going to cut the price of the home. Now maybe you list it for $375, $350, $325 until you start getting some offers. But now let's flip that same scenario. You own a home, you think it's worth $400,000, you list it for sale, and then you get 72 offers the first weekend. Now what? Well, if one offer says, I'm going to pay you $525,000 for that home, are you going to say, no, I think my home is only worth $400,000. You keep the extra $125,000 in your pocket? No, you're going to sell it for $525,000. You're going to sell it to the highest bidder. So when there's more demand, more people with money that are willing to spend, the prices of things naturally go up. That has been our economy. That has been what we have seen over the last number of years because there was so much money in the economic system. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you got to do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.